There's no doubt about it that Microsoft and Sony are in stiff competition when it comes to consoles, console gamings, and all that kind of stuff. I know Microsoft is very hesitant to admit that, but yet again, everything they do is pretty much a direct reaction or probably pro-action to what Sony is doing. And what I mean by that is Microsoft will sit there and say, we're not in competition with Sony, we're not in competition with PlayStation. But then again, they make a console that's cheaper than PlayStation to try to get that market. You know, they also create Game Pass, which is designed to sort of get people off of traditional gaming, which is more how Sony sort of makes their living. With that being said, obviously, there's a lot of parallels there, but you also have to look at what was done this year alone, right? We can look at E3 as an example, and E3 was a very big success for Microsoft. I think it led to their first win in an NPD. Well, not win per se, as in more consoles sold, but more money that month coming off that. So they actually had a month where they went out there and were able to achieve that, which is the first time they've done that, I think, in years, even counting that way. So, yeah, very interesting to see that. And, you know, again, Gamescom was another very interesting situation because Microsoft was doing a Gamescom. We know that for a fact that Sony wasn't going to do a Gamescom, but that doesn't mean that they weren't going to have any games there or anything like that. At the very least, I think people, you know, expect different things from these companies depending on what time it is or whatever. I think people are growing a little bit stale of what's going on with Sony and the lack of kind of movement. And I do hope that they start going out there and making some better movements in the future, because obviously that's sort of what you want to see out of them. Being the market leader, you kind of want them to go out there and just, you know, blow everybody away with some great games and things like that. So I do hope that they were actually able to go out there and do that. But again, heck of a response, perfect response to Gamescom, in my opinion. I know there's going to probably be some people that don't agree with that, but I do want to get started. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel, and it means a lot to me personally. You guys are looking for a way to help out. A simple like goes a long way. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm talking about. We're kind of rebranding, rebuilding as we go. But yeah, you know, I really do appreciate everyone kind of going out there and you know, helping out and just being awesome. So yeah, thank you guys so much for all the amazing rocking out. Now, with that being said, so Microsoft did a pretty good job with their Gamescom, just like they did with their E3. I thought their E3 was good, and I thought what made their E3 even better, and I know people think this is hyperbole or something, but no, what made their E3 good was the fact that the other ones in previous years, especially lately, were all pretty much garbage. And so when you compare that, you know, it's like walking down the hall with me as your friend. You're going to look that much better compared to a fat ass like me. So yeah, it's very interesting to see how that kind of comes about and how people kind of look at this and go, good show. Like, even I said it was a good show. I know people think that I said it wasn't all that, and that's not true. I said it wasn't an amazing show. I said it was a good show. You know, I think I gave it a 7 out of 10 or something, which is very good. With that being said, Sony didn't do E3. Sony didn't do a Gamescom. So what's the deal with Sony? Well, Sony's response to Microsoft is the perfect response. It was the same response for their E3. Nothing. That's the best response that Sony can give. I mean, quite honestly, I mean, you look at what happened. There was a lack of PS5s available the month after E3. Microsoft won the dollar bill amount with NPD that month, and then everything went back to status quo. PlayStation 5's back on top. You can't find one of them damn things to save your life, and it's just one of those situations where it doesn't matter what, you know, Sony does. To be honest with you, people are going to buy the PlayStation 5. I keep saying this to people, right? I get into these type of arguments with people. I get into these types of, you know, back and forth with people, and they don't understand it. Like, some people still don't believe exclusives sell consoles. Well, listen, I can't speak for everybody, but the Switch isn't selling for third-party stuff, right? Like, they're not even getting day-and-date third-party stuff. They're not getting big third-party stuff. They don't have Madden. They don't have NBA 2K. They don't have WWE 2K. They don't have Call of Duty. They don't have Battlefield. They don't have any of that stuff, right? They get like 10-year-old ports of stuff. So it's certainly not for a third-party stuff that's selling the Switch, so it's obviously exclusives. And you might go, well, what about the Wii U? Because I've heard this ignorant argument from people before. Listen, the Wii U came out at a terrible time, was very confusing. Go back and look at that E3. They unveiled the Wii U, quote-unquote. They never even show the console. They just show a tablet. A lot of people thought it was just like a tablet add-on or whatever and weren't interested. And they put out the lowest output of exclusives that they've ever done. So you can't really blame them, you know what I'm saying, for getting steamrolled that time. And there's other instances with caveats in it. Like a lot of times it's exclusive games plus something else. Okay, because you can look at the Dreamcast, which was awesome. And then you go, well, how did the PS2 kill that? Because the Dreamcast technically had better exclusives at first. Well, at the time, the hottest new electronic was a DVD player, and the cheapest DVD player was the PS2. So you can either get the cheapest DVD player with them as a game system as well, with some great games, or you get just a game console that, you know, is not a DVD player. And a lot of people went with the PS2 for that reason. Same thing with the PS1. It's a CD player. You know, having that little extra thing in there really helped a lot of sales and make up a lot of people's minds. Having exclusives is enough for some people, but having exclusives and along with the multiplats is enough for other people. So what I mean by that is multiplats are everywhere. Anybody can play a multiplat, right? That's just how it is. Anybody can play a multiplat. But when it comes down to it, if you can play multiplats and great exclusives, it's an added reason to get that platform. And Sony knows this. The PlayStation 5 is not in danger of getting beat by the Xbox anytime soon. First of all, you just have to look at how things look worldwide. Worldwide, there's absolutely no doubt about it that the PlayStation 5 is absolutely destroying the Xbox Series X and S. It's just a fact. Even in Microsoft's own home place, we're here and we're kind of looking at this situation where, you know, it doesn't really matter because, you know, PlayStation is just a worldwide brand that everybody's kind of looking at. Even here, people are like, hey, you get a PlayStation. I mean, you'll hear Xbox sometimes, but, you know, they're nowhere near what they used to be in terms of like the Xbox 360 and the love that they would get like in that particular time frame. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I do think that that's very interesting, and I do think that what we've kind of seen from Microsoft, you know, it's very, I think they deserve a lot of credit for what they've been able to do, but I also feel like it's just baby steps compared to what Sony's doing, and I hope that, you know, there's a situation where we can see, you know, the future of these things, you know, and I do hope that that's a future where there's competition, because competition is hugely important kind of going forward. And I do hope that, you know, people realize that. I don't want Microsoft to fail. I don't want Sony to fail. I want every company to do their own thing, and I want every company to be successful, and I want there to be, you know, good games for everybody to play. That's the key important part to this. So I thought Sony did a good job. You don't have to go out there and freak out and, you know, sit there and kind of, you know, think, oh, well, is this the end or whatever? No, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like people kind of take these things a little bit wrong way. You know what I'm saying? So, look, both these consoles, I hope, are going to be successful. Obviously, Sony doesn't have to freak out and worry about, you know, too much these days, but it is nice to see sort of what's going on, and, you know, I'm excited to see how the future unfolds for both these consoles. With that being said, let me know what you guys think. Do you think Sony had a good response and no response, or do you wish they would have like showed out and showed up and done something? You know, I do hope they do something this year event-wise, but I'm not pressed if they don't have anything to show. If they don't have anything to release, then why bother doing a show? You know, basically that was my big complaint about Xbox previously, was why the hell are you guys doing an event if that's all you had to show was some indies and some multiplats, right? Like, it doesn't make any sense. All right, with that being said, thank you guys very much. Rack them up, fact them up, Crap Gamer them up. Consider liking, sharing, all that kind of good stuff. Crap Gamer out.